Hey everyone, Coach Curtis Phelan here. Let me just walk over to my standing desk. Well, I'll sit because I don't want to look down and I don't want to bounce around. So, hope you're all having a great, happy, and blessed Monday. Yes, we are live. We are live. All right, so today I want to have a direct conversation with business coaches about something most coaches feel, but very few say out loud. Okay? The experience of watching a coach in your niche, someone who you privately know you're better than, charging more and earning more than you. Because the reason for that gap is very specific, and it's not what you think, all right? So you might know a coach in your niche right now who's less experienced than you, less talented than you, and charging more than you. And they're fully booked, and you're not. Now, if that sentence made your stomach tighten, good. Because that tightening is the feeling of a solvable problem, okay, that you've been calling bad luck. Okay? Now, I've been coaching coaches for over 26 years. You don't know me. I started as one of the founding coaches for a gentleman named Tony Robbins. And as far as I know, we built the very first coaching department. I know Tony took the term from sports and brought it into the personal and professional world and made it popular. And I was one of his first 7 coaches. So I've been in this thing since the beginning, and immediately, we started hiring, training other coaches. So I've literally been coaching and training other coaches ever since, over 26 years now. And in those 26 years, I say this, okay, it's not to impress you at all. It's just to let you know I've been in this game since the beginning, and I know what is and what isn't, and what works and what doesn't, okay, and what's being sold out there that is not coaching, okay, and being called coaching. And in those 26 years, the coaches who've built the highest incomes are not always the ones with the deepest insights, the most elegant frameworks, or the longest track records. I see people now, especially now, back when we started coaching, all this social media and videos and all these things, it didn't exist, right? But now it does, and it has for quite a while. And I see people just jumping in the game and killing it. And they're almost always the ones who have built these 4 business systems, okay? And they built them right. And it's around their coaching work, okay? So today I want to show you exactly what those systems are and share what one of my clients said after she finally built them for herself, okay? So I want to share something my client named Rachel told me about 3 months into our work together, okay? Rachel had been a business coach for 4 years when we started, okay? She was genuinely exceptional at her work. Her clients described working with her as transformational, right? So her testimonials were some of the strongest I've ever seen in over 26 years of coaching coaches, okay? And she was charging $1,400 a month and had been roughly at that fee, that income level, for almost 2 years. And here's what Rachel wrote to me in month 3. Let me pull this up. So she said, Curtis, I spent 2 years telling myself the market was the problem, that my niche was too competitive. I mean, do you get this? Like, have you ever heard of this? You ever thought of this yourself? That I needed to build a bigger audience before I could charge more. Or what I could, she wrote, before I could charge what I was worth, is what she actually wrote here. So in 8 weeks, we found the actual problem, right? So she wrote, my positioning was so broad that even my warmest connections couldn't describe what I did to someone else, right? Now, I talked about this last week, okay? Something similar. People have to, this was in the referral process that I teach. People need to know how to refer you. They need to know what to say to someone, okay? And she wrote here, she continues, my content taught everything but opened, oh, it taught everything but opened no doors, she said. So my discovery calls were warm but never urgent. Another key, okay? And I had no plan for what happened after a client graduated. So those weren't market problems. Those were, quote unquote, my problems, she put, right? And they were all fixable. Pretty cool, right? So Rachel went from charging $1,400 a month to $9,200 a month in 6 months. Not because her coaching up better, because the business around her coaching finally matched the quality of the coaching itself, the return on investment that her clients got. Now, she recently wrote me again, so let me pull this up. So she wrote me again. She said, I look at the coaches I used to compare myself to and realize I was right. I am better than most of them. I just spent 2 years hiding that inside a system that made it impossible to see. Powerful, right? So that last sentence is the one I want every coach listening to today to sit with. And what was it? Yeah, I just spent 2 years hiding that inside a system that made it impossible to see. Ouch, right? So your coaching quality might be extraordinary, right? If the system around it is broken, the market will never know. So here are the 4 systems that separate coaches earning $5K a month from coaches earning $20K plus months, okay? System 1 is the positioning precision, okay? So it's a positioning statement so specific that when your ideal client reads it, they feel like you wrote it about them personally, not a description or a description of your methodology, not a specific methodology, a description of their situation, how they're thinking, how they're feeling, what they're saying to themselves, right? So when Rachel rebuilt her positioning from I help business owners grow, right, to I help service-based business coaches in years 2 through 4 who have real clients and inconsistent revenue, build the pipeline that gets them to 10K months within 90 days. Now that's very specific. And her referral rate tripled in 6 weeks from people who had already known her for years, right? Now, system 2 is content with a conversion door. So every post Rachel published before we worked together was valuable, educational, and had no call to action. After the rebuild, right, every post ended with one keyword, workshop, okay, for the free training. So that's how she was doing workshops every week, okay, or session if she wanted to, them to book a strategy session with her. So the first month she used keywords, right, or call to actions consistently. She received 41 comments, okay. Her VA followed up with all 41 of those, and 8 became discovery calls, right? Now 5 of those 8 became paying clients because they were the ideal people responding to her message, okay? System 3 is the cost calculation discovery call, all right? That's what we called it. So before we worked together, Rachel's discovery calls converted at about 22%. After adding the 3 cost calculation questions in the 5 minutes before her offer, her close rate moved from 51% from 51% in the first 6 weeks. So same prospects, same niche, same price, one change to the structure, okay? System 4 is the continuation architecture. Remember she said people weren't continuing. There's like, she didn't know what to do after like the initial, program was over. So she really had no plan for what happened to a client when they graduated, okay? What just happened? Did my video just go down? It just kind of freaked out on me. Okay, got it. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. So anyways, what we're on, system 4, right? So the continuation architecture. So we built a group mastermind that continued after her one-on-one work. So, she would get amazing results one-on-one, a specific result, and then we should move them into a group mastermind continuation program to keep them for years. Okay. So within 3 months, 60% of graduating clients were converted to the continuation program. 60%. She was able to maintain and charge a monthly fee for them to stay in the environment. So what happens is, in those weeks, her monthly recurring revenue started to stabilize in a way that it never had before. Like, it was very roller coaster ride, right? This continuation program helps stabilize that as she went on. Okay. So 4 systems, all buildable, easy to do, not requiring a large audience, not requiring a bigger ad budget or more years of experience. Okay? So if Rachel's story, the 2 years of comparing herself to coaches she knew she was better than, and then the 6 months of building what she actually was missing, if that resonates with you, I have 2 specific ways to help you close that gap and produce similar results. Okay? First is I have an upcoming workshop. It's called How to Hit 20K a Month as a Business Coach. I'll walk you through all the systems live. Comment or DM me workshop if you want the link to register for that. Okay? The second is I'm offering just a few personal strategy calls with me. As you can tell, I've been very busy. Okay? But I also love to help more people. So I make a little bit of room. But in less than an hour, we'll identify exactly which of the 4 systems is broken for you and how to implement it into your program, in your company. Okay. If you want to schedule one of those, comment or DM me session, and I'll send you a link to book that call. So, anyways, if you want either one of those, comment workshop or session, or DM me workshop or session. Rachel was comparing herself to coaches she knew she was better than for 2 years. 8 weeks of building the right systems changed everything for Rachel. Your 8 weeks can start today. Thanks for watching, guys. Love and appreciate you all for taking the time to watch this. If you did like it, please like, comment, or share with anyone this could help. Thanks, guys. Have an amazing and blessed day. We'll see you soon.